What is up, everybody? Renfail here. Hopefully you're doing well. It's time for me to record my early thoughts video around Dune Awakening for the beta preview event that I've been taking part in, which is a limited event that Funcom invited me to participate in leading up to the launch of Dune Awakening. Now, I've been in closed beta for a while before this, but closed beta is a little bit different than this because this is a specific event where we've been allowed to record our own footage, and as a result, I can actually talk about things that are on screen in a different way because I'm actually using my own footage. So I'm in my second home here, and we've got a very basic structure set up. We can go outside. It is bright daylight, and the moment we step outside, we're going to start probably as we run around here getting affected by the weather. There's the sun meter. We're starting to get sunstroked over there. It's not the best place in the world to build a home, but it was what was available in this area, so I just built one here. Thankfully, when you're inside, you're sheltered. So let's talk early thoughts about Dune Awakening, the sands of Arrakis, the sun of Arrakis, the deadliness of Arrakis, and the authenticity that Funcom has brought to this game based upon the Dune novels, while also having a little bit of some artistic draw from the recent films that Denis has done. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot to be blended together, and I know people have a lot of questions, so hopefully I'll be able to give you some answers in this video. Worth noting that because this is an early build, this is a beta preview build, you may see some graphical anomalies. There might be some performance hitching, might be some bugs, you never know. There have been little things that cropped up here and there, but this is not the polished finished product. I have a cold, guys, so I'm a little stuffy and out of it today, so I apologize if I ramble a bit and get my words confused. In any case, shout out to Funcom for the key and the closed beta fun, and I'm romped and ready. I really can't talk today. I am super excited and ready to romp around the sands of Arrakis with everybody. I probably need some more cold medication and another nap. Let's talk Dune Awakening. So, with this particular character, I'm a little over 10 hours in at this point. We have built two different bases. I have one here. We can actually go to the map really quick. One here and then one way back there. And if you watched the previous videos leading up to this, you notice that the desert looks a little bit different and the map looks a little bit different compared to the first sessions. And that's because a Coriolis storm ran through and wiped everything clean. So while POIs might still remain the same to some degree, a lot of other stuff will have changed, and that is something that happens periodically. And the way it works is, as an example, with the home bases we have built, we have shields that are a part of the structures. So if I go outside here and take a look, I don't know how much time I have left in this one. I still have another day's worth of batteries in this particular in this reactor. I have not checked my home base back at the other place, so I'm going to need to go back there and take a peek, which is something I'm going to be doing after I record this video. Actually, you know what? We could probably do it. We could maybe make our way over there while I'm recording this video, because I wanted to go over to the other base anyway and grab some stuff from the storage containers, because I was able to build a Sandbike at the end of my last recording, and so now that I have that Sandbike, I can drive around. So before I make that journey, though, one of the things I really love about what they've created here is the authenticity in terms of the book version of Arrakis. Note that we are not necessarily following the storyline of the books because we are in one of the many visions that Paul had. So we're not following in the footsteps of the Muad'Dib, nor are the Fremen here like they are in the novels, but we are still on Arrakis. It is very much the same planet. It is very deadly. The same threats still exist. At the heart of everything, this game is a survival game followed by a crafting game. It does have a multiplayer level, completely optional, whether or not you choose to participate in that. I have spent a lot of time in the closed beta playing completely solo. I have been playing this beta preview build completely solo, other than yesterday's recordings when I hopped in with Babylonia and did some group-based content. You'll know Babylonia from my community. He's going to be playing Dune Awakening, so For those of you who are long-term members, you know who he is. He's a huge Funcom fan. He loves Conan Exiles. Him and his family have thousands of hours, private servers. Um, and, anyway, the story of this game can be completed by yourself without any other players. You can do all the crafting, survival, exploration, everything can be done entirely solo. But there are optional group-based activities that you can do. There's optional player versus environment dungeons, which you can solo, but you can also go do with groups. Then there are optional player versus player areas where the dungeons are more difficult. You go in as a group. The challenges are higher because PvP is allowed. And then there is the end game map called the Deep Desert, which is a player versus player environment where you will be undertaking missions for the Landsrad and participating in guild versus guild. I don't want to say battle per se, because it's not about necessarily beating the other team or killing the other team. It's about obtaining resources and completing quests that the Landsrad puts in place. Sometimes those quests might require you to be doing something that's extremely competitive in the Deep Desert, and you need to be competing against other guilds, and there will be guild versus guild warfare in those environments. You can solo in the Deep Desert, but you got to be careful. You got to know what you're doing. But this is primarily a crafting survival game at its heart. All of this I built myself, and I built my vehicle by myself, which we're about to pull out as we go outside. It's still daytime. I would love to not have this be daytime, but we're gonna go ahead and I should probably grab another drink before we go, just to top everything off. I think I have some drink left. I do. I need to probably put some more blood in there. I do. That sounded like a spice blow or something nearby. So without further ado, let me take you on a quick journey. We're gonna go ride my bike over to the next location where my other home base is, and we're going to go get some goodies to bring back. Now I'm gonna pull a gun out. Pretty sure this area may have some bad guys. Yep. Show you a little bit of combat right now. I don't know if I actually got him with that. Oh, he's somewhere in there. Drop my turret. Turret is super powerful. It's a cool Mentat ability. Oh yeah, there's salvaged metal here. Most importantly though, I want the blood. Because that I can put into my water extractor and have that be refining more water. And then I can also grab stuff here. Notice I got some fuel cells from there. So one of the things we're going to do really quick is we're going to drop our bike down and we're going to go up top. We're going to restore the vehicle. We're going to hop on vehicle, if I can remember how to do this, and then we're going to ride around really quick. Somebody got their house in the shade, which is probably a smarter thing than I did. Woo! Nothing like get some airtime. Here's my house. Alright, we're gonna hop off the bike here really quick. All I really want to do is go in here and drop off some blood to be refining while I head to the other base. Now, the first 8 or 10 hours that you play this game, depending on if you know what you're doing and so on and so forth, you're gonna be doing a lot of stuff on foot. Now, once you get the Sandbike does allow you to progress through the sands at a much more quicker pace. It does not go faster than the sandworms. That is very important to understand. But you can get around much more quickly than you could on foot. Note that it does have a battery. You have to pay attention. Notice that it's drawing the worm with its vibrations, so it's still very important that you stick to the rocks, or stick as close to the rocks as you can as you go through. But what we're looking at as we travel is, I want you to just take a look at all the environment around us. Arrakis is a big place. This is one of the many regions that is available in Dune Awakening. That meter at the center is the bottom center is the worm meter. At some point I'm going to have to go across some open sand here and probably attract the worm. Oh. Oh. Yeah, he's close. He's following me. He's not happy. This is one of many regions. The sun is always a big deal unless you can go at night, which is what we're about to do. And we're going to attempt an open sand crossing here. I'm making tons of noise. Alright, we're safe. Going across those open spaces on foot is chaos. And very dangerous. But what used to be a 15-minute crossing is now something I can do in a matter of a couple of minutes, going back to my old home. And we can hop off here. There you go. Welcome to my original home, where I built all my first stuff. We need to check the, yeah, there's no power. So what happens when there's no power is the sands will eventually start to eat away at this, and it'll eventually disappear. What I really wanted to do is come over here and say, hey, let's check out the storage facilities, because I've got things in here that I want to pull out. Resources, mostly things like the micro sandwich fabric. I don't care about the secondary gear so much, but the fabric, yes. The EMF generator, yes. Granite stone, yes. Salvaged metal, yes. And then we go to the second storage chest, and I could say that I want, yep, the fabric, mechanical parts, fiber, copper, the spice dust, the fuel cells, absolutely. Plant fiber, no, I've got plenty of plant fiber. And then I've got some old weapons here, right? Now my fabricator doesn't currently have any power. None of this has any power because there's no power in the generator. So if I wanted to throw like a fuel cell in here, I don't know if I can just do one. Well, it deposited a whole bunch, but I can go in here and decide how many I want. So now that I've thrown that back in there, it's got 4 days of shield time, and I can come in here and say, okay, now the fabricator's working and everything else. And if I wanted to keep those going, if I wanted to keep this for a while longer, I could, but I'm going to go in here and pull most of this out. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload, or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. I actually only want to deposit a little bit. Don't necessarily want to put a whole bunch. Go to my inventory, and we could split that. Let's just say that I want to put, I can go to mouse and keyboard for this if I want to. Let's just say that I want to put 5 in there, right? Just put 5, boom, split. And then I can go in here and say, I want to take this, and I want to put 5 of those in there, directly there. And now that gives me 6 hours of power, which is all I need for the moment. I don't really care about this base long term. I just wanted to come in here and say, hey, let's make some welding wire, which I need for repairs on my bike. I can take that. I also want to make I don't have it here, so it's back at my other place. I would have the ability to make a battery for my speeder. So I've gotten everything I want here. So one of the things I could do, which is really cool, is if I want to, I've installed on my bike, I've installed a inventory box on my bike. So if I wanted to, I could throw additional supplies here on the bike out of my actual inventory. And so that's one of the cool things about like the bikes is that you can choose to make it like a passenger module, a speed module, or an inventory module. But since I have everything I need, this is where I could make my way back. And hopefully not die to a sandworm. Gonna be some bad guys right here. I'll just blow right by. Although I am gonna need to go into combat here in a bit because I need to go hunting for some additional blood resources to harvest water. Don't get caught by the worm. You will lose your vehicle to the worm and other things. So it's very important that you try to stay to the base of these structures as often as you can. But this, in essence, is what I spend most of my time doing in the early stages of this game. Is you're going around looking for resources. You're completing storylines and missions. I'm specifically not spoiling any of the storylines or missions in this video, and I've been cutting the cutscenes out of the videos that I've been showing for preview because I don't want to spoil the story too much for people. But this is like a little area that you can go to get resources because there's enemy mobs there, which we showed you a minute ago. There's also not very far away from here is an Imperial Research Station where we can go, and that's like the first dungeon. There's also a shipwreck near here, both of which have plenty of resources and quite a few mobs, which are dangerous. And you can go there by yourself, but it is tricky. If you don't have the ability to summon your vehicle, I would always recommend parking your vehicle inside of a structure like this because you're going to want to keep it somewhere sheltered so that it doesn't get eaten up by the sands. But if it's inside of here, it's shielded. Now, thankfully, I have this really cool device here, which allows me, as my vehicle backup tool, which allows me to go bloop, and it stores my vehicle. And then I don't need to have it parked, and I can take it with me. But one thing I do need to do is go ahead and drop some more fuel cells in here, because this is my main base for now. And I need to make sure that I got plenty of power here. And now I got to go out and go forth and find some more power cells and water and everything else. And if you'll notice on the top left, I've got quests that I could be working on in between things. But right now what I really want to work on is we went ahead and deposit. I've already deposited the blood here. I can go ahead and drink another drink of water from this thing, top off. And now what I think I want to do is go actually work on getting some more fuel cells, getting some more blood for the refinery, and work on getting some more resources so that I can start working on the next stage of my quest. But early thoughts on this game is that if you like crafting survival games, you're going to have a lot of fun. If you love the Dune IP, you're going to have a lot of fun. Even if you don't know anything about the Dune IP, I think if you like science fiction, you're going to have a lot of fun. The game has a pretty cool quality of life progression where, like right now, I don't have any shields or anything. But if you've watched the combat videos that Funcom has been dropping from the deeper content in the game, there's all these things that you can research related to making different weapons, building sets, exploration tools, things for your vehicle. You can make ornithopters, you can make sand haulers, all sorts of different stuff. Then there's all these steel products and iron products which we can't even make during the beta preview build. Um, there's a massive skill tree with all these different archetypes that you can go through, and you can pull abilities from all of these different trees. I've been focused on the Mentat because I think it's a lot of fun, and I actually still have like 8 skill points that I haven't spent. So um, it's a lot of fun. And if you love Dune, it makes it even better. And I came from this game. I came at this game from the perspective of a Dune fan first, because I was nervous when Funcom was first announced as the company to run it because I don't like PvP, and I know their previous Conan games had a lot of PvP in them. And then I found out that it's actually not a PvP game; it's a crafting survival game, and that got me more excited to play it. And then I got into the closed beta, and I was able to see what they were building, and it got me even more excited. And then now being able to finally record my own footage and talk about it in my own words and share my feelings with things from this beta preview event, I can tell you that I am looking forward to this game in when it launches this summer. It's coming in June right now is the launch date. I believe June 10th for normal access, June 5th for head access. And I don't know when this video is coming out. I know we're recording this mid-April. At some point, I think they're going to be doing an open beta weekend in May because they moved the launch date back a few weeks for polish, and as a result, they're going to do like an open beta weekend. So whenever that happens, I'll be able to actually stream the game and show it off to everybody, which I look forward to doing and having fun in the stands alongside everybody else. So stay tuned, follow along. There's a huge playlist down below with all of my Dune Awakening content for those of you who want to know more. There's also some affiliate links down there that benefit me directly if you want to click them, check them out, and all those other stuff. Also links to all the Dune Awakening things you might want to know more information about. And I look forward to seeing everybody in the next video and on the open sands of Arrakis. Until next time, stay safe and happy gaming.